Hi, this is my first fun with physics assignment. I'm going to show you how I did it. So, my object that I chose was just this little crystal or rock that I found. When I measured it, it came to about, let's see, I think I measured this side. You can see it's about 3/4 of an inch. And these are my calculations. So if my rock size was about 3/4 of an inch, and according to this first question, we are trying to find, it says, if the sun's diameter was the size and length of your object, how far away would the Earth be, and how big would the Earth be? So first thing I had to find out was what those were. So I found out that the sun's diameter was 865,370 miles. Earth's diameter is 7,917.5 miles, and Earth's distance from the sun was 93,924,000 miles. So if I wanted to scale it to have the sun equal the size of my rock, then I needed to make sure those were equal. So I just wrote down to remind me that 865 million whatever miles equals 0.75 inches. So first thing we need to do is get a ratio that we can use to calculate what the size of anything else is. So if we want to know the Earth's diameter or the Earth's distance from the sun, we need to have a ratio that we can plug in to a formula. So what I first did was to try to figure out the Earth's distance from the sun. So I took the 93 million and divided it by 865,000. This got me this ratio, which I could then multiply by 0.75, which is the size of my rock here, and get x. So I found out that if the sun was the size of my rock, the distance from the sun, Earth's distance from the sun, would be 81.402 inches. I basically did that same process with the Earth's diameter. So I took the diameter, divided it by the sun's diameter. I got 9.15 times 10 to the negative third. You take that and multiply it by 0.75, and you're going to get 6.8 times 10 to the negative third inches is how big the Earth would be if the sun was the size of this rock. So now we got to go the opposite way, scaling it down, or I guess up. We're scaling up the size of a coronavirus. According to Google, it was approximately 80 nanometers, and a water drop size was approximately 1 million nanometers. So the question said, how big would the typical water droplet be if the coronavirus was the size of my rock? So I did the same process. I wrote this out to remind myself. 80 nanometers equals 0.75 inches. And then you just do the same process again. 1 million divided by 80. Because this is the number we're trying to figure out. Gets me my ratio. And we times that ratio by 0.75 to get x. So if the coronavirus was this size, then a water drop size would be 9,375 inches long. And that's how I did my assignment. I have to add this in. If we're wanting to put things into scientific notation, then this size of the water droplet would equal 9.4 if we're rounding times 10 to the third in inches. I did that up here, but I just forgot to say it down here. And that's what order of magnitude is, essentially.